Hello, I'm going to go over quiz on the unit circle and the six trigonometric functions. So there's four problems on this quiz. So let's start with number one. So number one says find the six trigonometric function for the angle 2 pi over 3. So first, I would locate where 2 pi over 3 is on the unit circle. So 2 pi over 3 is right here. It's in quadrant 2. It's also 120 degrees. And it has a x coordinate of -1/2 and a y coordinate of radical 3/2, right? So that's very important when we find the six. It is a degree in the unit circle, so that's good. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find cosine, sine, and tangent. And then to find the other three, like secant, cosecant, and cotan, it's just a reciprocal of the three, right? So since it is a degree within the unit circle, our cosine of 2 pi over 3 would just be the x coordinate, or -1/2, right? This only applies if it's a degree within the unit circle. If it's not, you'd have to do the SOHCAHTOA thing. Okay, let's do sine of 2 pi over 3. So since it is in the unit circle, the sin, or the sine, is the y coordinate, so that would be positive radical 3/2. And then tangent of 2 pi over 3 is basically y over x. So our y coordinate is radical 3/2 over our x coordinate, which is -1/2. So this is a complex fraction, so this cancels. So you're just left with negative radical 3. Okay. Secant of 2 pi over 3 is the reciprocal of cosine. So whatever cosine is, just flip it. So this would be -2. Okay, and then so we did tangent. So we have secant. Now we have to do cosecant of 2 pi over 3. So the clue is there's an s in the middle. So that means it's the reciprocal of sin. So that would be 2 over radical 3. And we can't have a radical in the bottom, so rationalize the denominator. So that is going to be 2 radical 3 over 3. And then what else are we missing? Cotan. The cotan of 2 pi over 3 is the reciprocal of tangent. So if tangent is negative radical 3 over 1, the reciprocal of that would be -1 over radical 3. Rationalize the denominator. That is negative radical 3 over 3. So is there a total of 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 2, which angle within the unit circle of 0 to 2 pi gives you a tangent of 1? So +1, and we have to go from exactly around the unit circle once. That's what 0 to pi means. So I think it's related to anything with the pi over 4. So if you look in your unit circle, pi over 4 is 45 degrees, which is radical 2 over 2, radical 2 over 2. So if you recall, tangent is, so tan of pi over 4, we're just going to check it, is y over x. So that is radical 2 over 2 over radical 2 over 2, which is 1, +1. That's what we want. So anything related, now, could we use anything in quadrant 2? No. The reason why is because we want a tangent that's +1. Remember, tangent is y over x. the x is negative and the y is positive, so that's going to give you a negative. That won't work. So I think I think quadrant 3 would work because sine is negative and cosine is also negative, which gives you positive. So you just have to look at the unit circle. Anything with a so if you look in quadrant 3, and because we want it in radians, or you could do degrees, it doesn't matter because I didn't say which it didn't specify degree or radians, but I'm going to stick with radians. So one of them is pi over 4, and then the other one in quadrant 3, all you got to do is look which gives you, you look at the parent family. So which one gives you a denominator of 4? That would be 5 pi over 4. So your other answer will be 5 pi over 4. Okay. And also we can't do anything with quadrant 4 because the cosine is positive and the sine is negative. Okay. Let's move on to example 3. Which angle within the unit circle 0 to 2 pi gives you a secant undefined? So a secant, which is what is undefined? 1 over 0. So I don't think it's anything to do with quadrant 1. Like, what I mean is it won't do anything with pi over 6, pi over 4, pi over 3. What about pi over 2? I'm not sure. That's why we got to check. So pi over 2, what are the coordinates of pi over 2? It has an x coordinate of 0 and a y coordinate of 1, right? So if you recall, secant, there's a c here. So what secant is the reciprocal of cosine. So what is cosine? It is 0 over 1, which is 0. So if you take the reciprocal of 0 over 1, that would be 1 over 0, which is undefined. So it would be pi over 2, and the parent family of pi over 2 is 3 pi over 2. Because 3 pi over 2 has a coordinate of 0, -1. So that would be 1 over 0. So yeah, it would be pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. Good. Okay, let's do the last one. So number 4 is a true or false question. True or false is the angle 240 and 60, the angle of 240 degrees and 60 degrees give you the same tangent value. So let's figure it out. Let's first figure, let's just put in the unit circle. So 240 is in quadrant 3. And it has a coordinate, it's also 4 pi over 3. It has a coordinate of -1/2, comma, negative radical 3 over 2. And then if you look at 60, which gives you a coordinate of 1/2, comma, radical 3 over 2. So do they give you, so let's see, tangent 240 degrees is y over x. So if you look at, here's your x coordinate, here's your y. So your y coordinate is negative radical 3 over 2. And then your x coordinate is -1/2. 2 negatives becomes a positive. So that gives you, and then you have a complex fraction, the 2's cancel. So you're just left with radical 3. And then let's do the same thing with tan of 60. So 60 gives you a y coordinate of radical 3 over 2. And then it gives you an x coordinate of 1/2. So the 2's cancel, so you're just left with radical 3. Okay, so is that true? Yes. If they both give you a tangent of radical 3. So it's definitely true. Hey, that was kind of like a long quiz, so go ahead and absorb that. If you have to do the video again, go ahead. I'm going to stop here.